what about these quads then? Do they only work under the feet of dedicated professionals sailing very big, very fast waves? Or is their appeal wider than that? Well, I'm here in Mauritius doing one of my clinics. And the great thing about this place is that the conditions suit a variety of standards. You've got a lagoon where I've got people brushing up on carved jives and water starts. And out there, some proper big waves where people are getting into down the line wave riding where they need the right tools. Anyway, what I've done is given this board, the 92 quad, my absolute favourite, to a variety of people and just see what they think. Now, I have to say that their comments are completely unprompted and they are true recreational windsurfers. Lawrence has been windsurfing since he was about 5, but having a proper job, reckons these days he only gets out about a dozen times a year. He likes waves but doesn't call himself a wave sailor. His normal choice of board is a single fin free wave. However, he is aggressive and athletic and likes to really hoof the edge and crank the turns, a bit too much sometimes, so the quad might suit him. By the way, this is not about wave riding. We know the quad works in the waves. I'm just going to send them out into the lagoon to see if they can get on with it as a regular bump and jump and jibe board.
Doing it.
So this quad, I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
Okay.
Just want you to go out and just see if you think it's the sort of board you could get on with, okay?
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
Just one thing before we start. Lawrence has a slightly dodgy habit of jibing right up on his toes, a hangover from a lot of sailing on wide boards. But when you see the front heel this high off the board, you know the front strap is too tight and he'll be turning mostly off his back foot, which is something the quad will not like. So before going out, I got him to open up the front straps because it's only when his toes are right across the centre line that he can use the front foot to carve.
That's better, yeah. And now the other one, the one you just like, that should be right across the centre line. Yeah, that's perfect. Good stuff. Action! Action! Like meeting a new partner, first impressions of a new board should be positive. Of course, you always have to adapt to a new sensation, but hopefully not to the extent where your style is corrupted. Good news here is that Lawrence pops straight onto the plane and settles into his normal fast stance. On the first jibe attempt, he was taken a bit by surprise. But after a few minutes, well, Lawrence has been on a few of my courses before, but this honestly is the best jibe I've seen him do. In the past, he used to bounce out and or over-rotate, but on the quad he felt that the rail would hold and that gave him the confidence to really drive forward.
So fast, just throws you out the jibes. I think that was one of my first really felt like planing out almost. And just, yeah, felt beautiful. Foot straps felt a little bit wide for me.
Yeah, well that's a wave setup, so that'd be novel.
That would take some getting used to, but yeah, it felt really light. Felt light and nimble. And just coming in when I was avoiding hair, just managed to weave her around and it kept all the edges down, kept really stable. Lovely, I could definitely take that home with me.
Graham is a very different animal to Lawrence. Being more mature by a couple of decades, he's not quite as gung-ho, with no real interest in tackling breaking waves. He's more of a blasting speed merchant, which suits the mainly choppy conditions of his native Essex. He makes most of his jives, but tends to be a bit cautious and end up on the back foot. The quad might make him more confident in that area, but my gut feeling is that he'll miss the raw power and direction of that big single fin. We'll see.
So Graham, first time on a quad, right?
Yep, first time.
First time. How long have you been sailing?
9 years.
9 years, okay. So and you're?
Usually sail 95. On a 5.7 today I would normally sail, so first experience on a multi-fin board.
That's official, go!
It's worth pointing out that not only are they having to cope with a new type of board, but also my wave setup, that's to say widely spaced foot straps and very long harness lines. And by the way, the only tip I've given them with regards to actually sailing the quad is to be easy on the back foot, both on a straight line and around the corners. For the first few manoeuvres, you can tell Graham is feeling his way and is a bit in the back seat. But then, well, there seems to be something about the quad that makes people feel secure when it comes to the corners and encourages them to cut loose. And honestly, I've never seen Graham take up these kind of angles before. Okay, he blows it, but who cares? He's found another level. But it doesn't really matter what I think.
Well done, Graham. How does that?
Well,
First impressions?
That was good, Pete. It was not what I expected. It got away much more quickly than I expected. Didn't have any problems getting up and planing. I was very gentle on the back foot, as you suggested.
Yeah.
But it got up and went without any bother at all.
I saw the jibe on the inside, and when you got on the front foot, it went around so fast, you actually ended up dropping off the back, which was a good sign. I mean,
It caught me out. The first time it caught me out, it did go round very quickly. Once you get the edge in, it went round very quickly.
Now, you're an Essex boy. You do quite a lot of sort of estuary choppy sailing. Would it be a board you'd
Yeah, it'd be great in the estuary, I think. It would work well, particularly on the jibes, when you've got the chop and you want to get around quickly and not get caught by something catching you up on the way in. I think it would work okay.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure, Pete. Thanks very much. I brought it back undamaged.
Now, as for our next contestant, Ed, well, Ed's only been sailing for 3 years. Top of his wish list is to crack the jibe, but he arrived in Mauritius with some gaping holes in his basic game. He was slow to plane, a bit clumsy getting into the straps, and he struggled to stay upwind. But in mitigation, Ed is very fit and tenacious and did his first jibe after just 2 days. And being a coastal dweller, he's dead keen to get into the waves. But still, if the quad is technical to sail, given his current standard, Ed shouldn't get on with it, especially since it's nearly 20 litres smaller than the meaty 115 he rented for my clinic. The rescue boat is ready. I don't want to second guess Ed's reactions, but that is the most seamless getaway I saw him do all week. This is the closest to the wind I've seen him plane, and this jibe's not bad since he is a beginner jiber using a wave board, and this is the first time after a drop jibe he's come in upwind of his launch spot.
Initial reaction, Ed?
Initial reaction, luxury foot straps.
Luxury foot straps.
And really nice off the plane for keeping upwind.
Yeah.
And just feels very comfy. I like it a lot. And I don't know why I wasn't jibing, but then I don't know why I don't jibe on
Well, I
single
thought
fins.
as you went in, the carve at the beginning was hero stuff, and just losing it at the foot change, it is quite choppy.
Right.
I mean, I think there were times there when you would have skipped out on the single fin, where this thing just kept on going round through the chop. It looked good.
Yeah. No, I really liked it.
Three very different sailors with different backgrounds, styles, experience and aspirations, but all with the same positive comment about the quad, that it's easy to sail. And by that they mean it planes early, sails really well upwind, and carves a sweet positive arc. But
I think it's worth pointing out that it is a wave board, and if you just want a board to go flat water blasting and feel the board coming up on a fin and going for miles in a straight line, well, it's not the one.
however, if you do want the ultimate wave board but worry that the quad won't work outside the waves as a bump and jump freestyle all-rounder, then you can rest assured that it does. It's plenty fast enough, and as we've seen, it's a dream to jibe and encourages the intermediate into good habits. But the quad is a little different, and in a future piece I'm going to look at how to adapt your style and setup to get the most out of it in the waves. In the meantime, just enjoy.